And I love hearing people go, oh, you're gonna do that story again about your mom? Yeah, man. Next time you say that question to me, you are a racist piece of There you go. I like to tell my own personal stories. The more I tell my truth, the better the story is. But when I tell like that stuff where it kind of makes you cringe or you're like, oh, I hope my mom doesn't get too mad at me for this one, then I know I'm doing the right thing. If you're not Filipino and you live in Hollywood and say you're an executive, to actually ask somebody that's Asian, are you gonna talk about your mom again? That's racism. Are you asking anybody else in Hollywood about that? Are you gonna do another show with white people in it? Because we've seen 10,000 of those. But you don't wanna hear one more story about my mom?
I'm going to teach you how to make rice, and this is the only time I'm going to teach you.
Are you gonna do that accent? Well, how the am I supposed to do a depiction of my mother? I'm not making fun of my mom's accent. I'm doing the best impersonation of my mom.
Just feel it to this line right here, Jose.
What America portrays an Asian, that's racist. And now that I'm doing the best depiction of an Asian, especially a Filipino, specifically Filipino, my mom gets to sit there and hold her head up high. And be like, that's right, that's me. That's what I look like, that's what I sound like, that's my son. But the more I do these stories about my mom, because for years, I lived in Hollywood for 15 years, right? And every time they keep telling me, it's too specific. So when they see JoKoy live in Seattle, Netflix original, first of all, no, it wasn't a Netflix original because Netflix didn't pay for it. It was my money. They said no to me because I was specific. Oh, they're not gonna get it. You're talking to a certain demo. But if you listen to the story, it's a mom. It's not just Filipinos coming to my shows. You might get 20 Filipinos in that room. You know what's in there? Blacks, Latinos, whites, a ton of whites. And you know what? They're all laughing at those stories. You know why? Because they're relating to a mom being a mom. There's no difference from my mom and their mom. A mom is a mom. It's just mine happens to have an accent, and that's it. I want everyone that's not Filipino to relate, but most importantly, I want Filipinos to be proud of that shit. So why aren't you getting it? 2017, bro, they offered everyone a special but me. And I was #1 comic. Call all the improvs in America. Who is your #1 selling comic? They'll tell you, JoKoy, he's got a record here. How many tickets? 100 shows sold out. 15,000 tickets. I got plaques on the wall, bro. But yet, I'm the only one that didn't get a Netflix special. Wow. Made no sense. My first special for Netflix, I went and shot that shit. I rented the theater, I sold the tickets, I got the director, paid for that director, had to pay for the production, the logo behind me, $15,000 for that logo. I didn't have that money. All that money came out of my pocket. 2 days before we shot it with all the cameras in-house, set up, everything, set up, lights up, everything. I had to hire my light guy. We get a phone call from Netflix. Hey, we heard you're shooting your own special. We just want you to know we really don't want it. Shut that. When you watch live from Seattle, if you see me walk out, you see me like all happy, but I was crying. My son was asleep on the couch and I remember crying. I was so mad because the first taping sucked. I was off. Everything was off. I was like, man, I only got one more shot. We shot 2 shows in one night. Like if I don't nail it on this second one, all that money is gone. So that was gonna go straight to YouTube. But I wanted it on Netflix. I deserved to be on Netflix. It was the first time that Netflix was making original stand-up comedies. It was the first one, and I deserved to be with the first roster. Literally, after we cut it up, we submitted it to them. Like within hours, they called us back. Don't submit it anywhere, we'll make an offer. We're like, dude, you put me through this and they made all these offers of getting people out of retirement like Jerry Seinfeld and Chris Rock and all these big names that haven't had, Ray Romano, all these people that haven't had specials in over 15 years and not one offer to me. And then I got in that roster. Not only did they put me in the roster, they put me in the best spot, March. They put me on the 3rd week of March, which was the primest time to be out. Yeah, it was crazy, bro. Because I knew how hard it was for me to be on Netflix. I knew what it took for me to get on. It was years of a process. It was begging and pleading. So I can only imagine how hard it is for other Filipinos, right? That's why I shot it in its elements. That's why I asked Netflix, like, let me just go to the Philippines and let me bring some Filipino comics to the Philippines. Let me get some people that are talented in the Philippines and give them a shot to shine on stage. Let's do this. Let's get all the camera people in the Philippines to be Filipino. Like, everybody in his elements was Filipino. Everything. For some reason, we live in a time, and we're in this business where we feel like once you open the gate, once you get in, you want to close it and not let anyone else in.
The gatekeeping. The
gatekeepers, bro. We spend so much energy on seeing someone fail instead of like helping. That's crazy to me, man. It's that crab in the bucket. You know, you're just trying to get up there and they're pulling it down. It's like they don't understand. Like, you do that and the gate will close once again. And guess what? It's gonna be about 53 more years before you get to open that gate up again. And I'm not gonna wait that long. I'm gonna keep this door open. Nothing more fun than seeing a character that you created on stage come to life and being portrayed by an actress. That was the most amazing thing, to actually see my mom come to life before my eyes on the big screen. I couldn't believe it. Like, there was 2 scenes that made me cry. It was the dinner table scene and the Balakbayan box scene when she got into a fight with her sister. It was just too close to home. Like, the Balakbayan box wasn't about being funny, because we're trying to explain to these kids that are very fortunate right now the importance of being able to move to America to provide. We were broke. My mom has a 9-to-5 job, and she's got to take care of not only the family, her immediate family, but there's another group of kids that she's taking care of in the Philippines. And seeing my mom take whatever money that she had and buy stuff and put it in a box. As a kid, I was jealous of cousins that lived in the Philippines. I'd be like, what the f, Mom? Why are you sticking those chocolates in there? Why are you putting those socks in there? Why are you doing that? And she would get mad at me. Like, you get to live here, Joseph. Do you know how hard it is out there? As a kid, I didn't understand that. But that's what the importance of that Balakbayan box is to me. That's why I want to show this in the movie. That's why when I did that scene, I want people to really see that. When they're filling that box up, hair dryer and makeup and chocolate and blah, like socks. Like, that's amazing to me. But people that aren't Filipino get to understand the importance of someone's livelihood in America. If they go see my movie and they go to work the next day and they have a Filipino coworker, they're gonna have some appreciation for that person. Because the stereotype of immigrants coming to the country is like, oh, you made it, you're good. They didn't make it, man. They start from scratch and they carry the weight of another family on their shoulders. This is the first movie that's made by a major studio, the first one. The Filipino family is the headliner, the star of the fucking movie, but it's also the first Asian movie made by a major studio. It's DreamWorks, it's Universal, it's Amblin, this is E.T., bro. Steven Spielberg only made 2 movies. He made, when he signed my deal, he only made 2 movies. He made Jurassic World and Easter Sunday. How nuts is that? Dude, we have the door open, so let's celebrate. Let's get more Filipinos in. That's what I'm trying to do. Dude, I'm the most proudest Filipino in the world, bro. And here's the thing, man. I got receipts.
There you go.